10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, hello and welcome to our final best of 2 of the day here at the Moon Studio, where we're serving up some lovely miso soup. And by miso soup, of course, I mean amazing Dota 2 action. We got ourselves the final best of 2 of the day starting off, which is gonna be Army Geniuses once again playing a series, but this time it's gonna be up against Neon Esports, who... they are a really tough team if they're pissed off and if they go full tryhard mode. But they're also really bad both at like the mental game, at the not tilting part with their new squad. Because I'll be real, I've been a Neon fan for the longest time. I'm a huge fanboy of theirs, and well, I don't agree exactly with all of their, you know, lineup decisions always. Because the current Neon lineup, it is a bit tilty. Like, they just tend to tilt under a lot of stress. It's a weakness of theirs, and it's hard to fix those weaknesses. I'm not saying they should swap players, I'm just saying, like, you know, if you're gonna stick with this lineup, with Fortune, Soul, and, you know, the gang, just don't get me wrong, I really like it, and I think Castaway has been a huge addition to the team, but sometimes the boys on Neon just tend to tilt one another a little, and it shows. However, Army Geniuses, they got their weaknesses too, and knowing Neon, well, they studied those weaknesses, preparing for the series a little bit. They know what to draft, they know what to respect ban, as that Undying and the Techies have been taken away, as well as the Pugna, which Army Geniuses just love to run. Whenever they get that Pugna, they will actually go for a Pugna synergy, either the Storm Spirit, the Medusa, what else? Like, they go for a bunch of, you know, really synergistic heroes whenever they get the Pugna. Pugna plus Void Spirit, also something really sick that Army Geniuses love to run.
Radiant team back.
Anti-mage.
And it's gonna be an anti-mage picked up for Neon. I'm not really sure. Like, anti-mage into Morphling is great, don't get me wrong. But anti-mage into Clockwork is kinda iffy. Anti-mage into Rubik is very iffy. And yeah, the more combos you go for, the harder this is gonna get. And Army Geniuses, what's it gonna be to deal with that anti-mage? They're taking so long, they're taking so much reserve time because they're thinking about what they want to pick right now. So they can already rule out options that would have otherwise been sick for them to pick, you know? And Pangolier would have been one of them. That one's gonna be banned out by Neon. I definitely agree with that choice.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Axe and Dragon Knight. Now those are the bans I agree with. This I couldn't agree more with from Neon, but as well from Army Geniuses, because both want catch. But Neon, they want the single target blink in before the anti-mage blinks type of hero. And Dragon Knight is perfect for that because he's single target catch. He has that tankiness. Titan would also work, but there's an awful lot of magical damage on Army Genius still. Especially with that Puck last pick coming about here.
Ten seconds remaining.
Void
You may now
incarnate.
select your heroes.
And the last pick is gonna be a Void Spirit. Alright, fair enough, fair enough. I did call that hero earlier as something Army of Geniuses might run, but Neon, they're really happy they got it because, well, he doesn't blink in before the anti-mage does, but he does Void Step in. So it is a hero that can go before the anti-mage does to give him some vision, give him some intelligence.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And with that, well, I just tweeted out about the series real quick, and we're gonna see how this one is gonna develop. There isn't really a lot of surprises as far as the laning goes, which is something, like, I always consider that you can flex Enigma mid lane. That's something very few players are actually capable of doing, like very few players have actually played that. But those that can, those that do know how to play mid lane Enigma, they are in a patch where it's really, really good to reveal that nowadays. Do we have a pause mode? Okay, I was about to say. Because in the current patch, it works kind of weirdly. It works like if you pause, if there's issues and you notice them, you pause before the load in. You wait for all issues to load, to like be over, and then you load in. And players are paying like a lot of attention to that nowadays. Because there have been 1 or 2 issues, but we are loaded on in, everybody is good to go, and there is a 0-minute smoke out from the side of Army of Geniuses, who want to kick things off aggressively here, do some in-your-face Dota, and make the life of the enemy as miserable as possible.
Thirty seconds to battle.
The vision, it is pretty mainstream, you know, the opening ward spots as we know them. Both teams went for a mid ward. I do prefer the right side when you're relatively certain that the enemy also, like the dire side, also has theirs on the right. But this spot up here is extremely useful, and so is this deep ward that, you know, early on, put defensively, it's underestimated a lot, but the gank potential from Army Geniuses is so high. Like, Puck is one of the juiciest heroes. If you're a support and you like to come over to the mid lane to be a little annoying, well, guess what? Puck is gonna be the guy that like enables actual kills from ganks, and against the Void Spirit, as you can see starting out, he has a bit of a hard time. Because Void Spirit is a melee hero. He has the better like last hitting and damage. Puck's animation isn't bad, but he's still a ranged hero, and melee hero always wins against ranged heroes, even if you're a sniper or a gyrocopter. Though those are the two that come closest to having 50-50 lane matchups against melee heroes,
Radiant's courier
as far as the
has
lasting
been
animation goes. On bot lane, Rubik lost his courier while over on top a bit of brawling is happening. So far though, nobody really interested in committing for these clashes. They do just want to have a bit of a quiet lane here. Especially this Morphling, who needs all the farm in the world. And this is one of the few games where Morphling isn't sitting on top of last hits. Because, yeah, we've been over that. Until Puck has a few levels, Voidspirit is just gonna have such a free mid lane. And then at level 6, Voidspirit only really starts to become a huge pain in the ass. So, over on mid, it's kinda up to Yaoi to just not lose this lane until he has the Dream Coil. Then you use the Dream Coil to go for kills. Either the support comes over to the mid lane and you kill the Void Spirit if he's fat enough that it's juicier than killing off the enemy safe laner, or you go for, you know, a safe lane kill with the Puck. And Anti-Mage, he's quite susceptible for being, you know, the Anti-Mage. He's really susceptible actually to getting Dream Coiled and silenced by a Puck. Like, all of Puck's spells are really good against the Anti-Mage. Timbersaw isn't though, so this hero we've seen a bunch today. We've seen him dominate a bunch of lanes. Here against Fortune Soul, as soon as Fortune Soul has Ring of Health underway, which I think he already does. If I'm not mistaken, no, Tangos. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Not Ring of Health. For Battle Fury nowadays you need the Cornucopia. Though I wouldn't put a Battle Fury Vanguard build past them either. Both are decent here. But it seems like he's not going Vanguard, or else he would have already bought a Ring of Health. I think it's gotta be Cornucopia straight into Battle Fury. After like the power sets and maybe, you know, finishing a Rave Band. Varus is gonna be ran down with the Eidolons, and that's an easy first blood for the Enigma with a little bit of extra stun, a little bit of extra lockdown from the Lion being enough, with all of those Eidolons having split to deliver a ton of damage. And now that Anti-Mage is level 3, Timbersaw is really feeling that harass from 2 points in the passive.
Has been killed.
Because the thing is, Timbersaw, he doesn't mind sitting in lane without, like, mana. He doesn't mind being mana burned, but he does mind sitting in lane without mana and health. Fortune Soul does die for that, though I don't think Anti-Mage minds too much. Like, you cost the Timbersaw XP, and that's always a great thing. Decent start still for Neon as far as the top lane is concerned. And mid lane we're gonna see Yaoi. He's a well-experienced player, you know, a bit of a big name. I think he knows very well what's expected of him as this Puck, and that he needs to make an early play. Be it with the Dream Coil. I mean, some players tend to be fans of ganking at level 5 on the Puck, and that's the bottle coming in just in time for Ken. Getting him that much needed reach, and Puck of course is faster, so he will have the other rune guaranteed, but you know, it just goes to show how many drawbacks Puck suffers when having to lane against Void Spirit. And it's not like Puck isn't the hero that generally wants to be the first to enter the laning stage, right? Just as a rule of thumb. Morphling at least is still doing well in the lane, even after having lost his Rubik once. Considering how hard the lane is, every last hit he gets is bordering a miracle. This is just supposed to be the type of lane where you don't even farm much. You just sit and wait for your levels like 5, so you can go jungle effectively. And, you know, he is sniping those big creeps, he is getting those value range creeps, so Morphling just in the waiting room, salvaging his lane. But as long as the Morphling doesn't fall off, Army Geniuses still have a really good game going from their safe lane. If only this Anti-Mage wouldn't be such a pain in the ass. Clockwork almost goes down, but gets the last hit out of it instead. Kishka getting blood grenaded, getting ran down by 2 here, and It is gonna be Void Spirit also.
Only delays my design.
He's gone for it, but this time around they get the kill for Army of Geniuses. They get it quick and easily with 2 supports there. As Enchantress, not really that great as a defensive hero, right? Nowadays you play for the damage, not the heal. Anti-Mage, still not having any items that grants him permanent regen though. That's gotta be putting you a little bit behind, because this is the second time at the bare minimum that we see him, you know, buy extra regen that you never like to spend money on as a safe lane carry. Then again, Fortunate Soul, if there's some stacks being made for him, nowadays the comeback potential you can have is huge. Varus gets killed off to open things up. Morphling dropping kinda low, but he will get himself a Lion kill for that. Maybe not just the Lion kill, as Raging Potato will be the next one, and bam, double kill. That couldn't have been better for pretty much the entirety of Army Geniuses. Because they really need to get their Morphling fed. Like, yeah, sure, Yaoi, he would have loved one of those kills, but if he has the option to give them to his Morphling, who's kind of been having the hard lane just by the matchup, hasn't died a single time, is now going 2-0, that's perfect. Now it's almost impossible to kill this guy. Puck, meanwhile, being poked kinda low health, forced to drop the Dream Coil, which Void Spirit will immediately break and eat his wand. Refused Raindrop doing some good work there for the Void Spirit. Enchantress getting good damage onto the Rubik. One more hit is gonna do it if she can get the vision, but he juked her the other way around. Timber, at this point he can just chill in the lane at full health. He's got only 1 point into reactive armor, interestingly enough though. So he may be a target for ganks, but instead the entirety of the lane teleports bottom, try their luck onto the Morphling, and with the blink, Anti-Mage can be there in just a second to, you know, make sure he cannot morph and just dies instead. The tower now goes down to Enigma, pushing with the Eidolon. And that's a little too late from this Clockwork to rotate over top. In comes the double TP with an ENG to follow them up. Clockwork was expecting visitation. He didn't expect 2 to drop next to him immediately though. It's gonna go down before the Timbersaw can help him out. And there's a huge 2-man black hole from the Enigma, who is gonna allow them to at least kill off the Rubik, get him out alive. And Raging Potato, he's actually gonna turn around. He says, you know what, screw getting me out alive. We get this Timbersaw as well. I can afford to die here. Neon, they take the game back under their control. That is how you use the black hole. The second it's ready, you go wherever the most heroes are and you drop it on as many of them as you can. Beautifully played, getting 3 of them, leading to a 2k gold lead. Anti-Mage, he has the cornucopia. He's now suddenly halfway to his Battle Fury. It started off with both, you know, like the level 1, 2 and like up to 3 Morph and Anti-Mage were basically free farming. Then the lanes got super hard suddenly, and now they're stabilizing again for either team. So it's a bit of a close game, but Neon, they are currently gaining the momentum their way, because Anti-Mage snowballs off of the Battle Fury, and that's a luxury Morphling doesn't really have, right? You don't have some really great AoE you can buy early and use it to be an absolute beast later on.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Lost
attack.
work on the mid lane. Yeah, Void Spirit, he needs to down so freaking fast with like an Impetus flying as well. He is not gonna be long for this world. And it will be a shield rune for the Void Spirit. Void Spirit loves shield runes. It's one of the reasons why the hero has become more popular. Every time you get one of those, it's like a free pass to jump into the entire enemy team. Well, not necessarily the entire enemy team, but you get what I mean. Like with this, he can jump into a 1v3 if he's not sure if it's a 1v3 or not, and get out alive without, you know, having to expend any big resources other than the Astral Steps. Trying to get away with the Timber Chain, but he is gonna suffer a lot of mana burn, and boom, Anti-Mage gets himself a much needed kill, because he does have to keep up with this 2-in-1 Morphling, And the Morphling having died once is huge. That gang squad on the bottom lane, it's really helping out Army of Geniuses here. It's really helping out Neon here against Army of Geniuses, scary Morphling. So they're gonna try to find something again with a 3-man smoke, hoping that somebody will come defend the mid tower
Radiant's
against.
middle tower is under
What are they
attack.
gonna send to push?
Radiant
An End
are
creep,
scanning.
the End, and the Void Spirit. Fair enough.
Dire's
So
top
Enigma and his
tower
Eidolons
is
are
under
hidden.
attack. Dire's
And
top
so
tower
is the Lion, who Timbersaw accidentally teleports into, not knowing that this is the biggest trap in the history of Dota. Well, maybe not the biggest in the history of Dota, but one of the sneakiest for sure. Ah, gotta love it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Down goes the mid tier 1. And yeah, that's a kill. Plus that tier 1 for tier 1 trade, as the top tier 1 has been finished as well. Rubik will get nuked down by the Void Spirit. And over on the bottom lane, Fortunate Soul has taken control of all of that little firing space, which he's just gonna keep camping until he has that Battle Fury, until he can race through the jungle and clear it all.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But even with Morph having died once over on the bottom lane, he's still got his Yasha ready as well as the Morbid's Mask. So it's not like his timing is much delayed. And those 2 kills early on, they really allowed him to snowball super fast as far as farming speed goes. If they can get another kill on Fortune Soul, it's pretty much perfect for the side of Army Genius. So that would make the game almost completely 50-50 again. Except for, you know, the AM already having, well, all the expensive parts of his Battle Fury anyways. Even if he dies now, it wouldn't delay it by any meaningful amount. Rubik, meanwhile, got some mana booty super early into this game. And I wish he had something queued up next. But, you know, with a Puck, with a Morphling, with a Timbersaw, you got 3 great heroes who benefit from those mana boots that have like really good mana efficiency as far as the laning and, you know, the drawn out super kitey team fights go. Though, you know, long and drawn out team fights the Enchantress loves as well. That means long and drawn out and Pete's range. And not going for the Untouchable. I dislike this, not gonna lie. I think like 1 value point in the Untouchable is worth it here. But I do kind of see why you need the heal. Like, the state is gonna get real important as this game goes on. Now, Void Spirit will be forced to break the coil, and there isn't quite enough damage for Ken yet. Puck decides to just dawn after him. Will dodge the MP die, as it will be Lion. Trading for the Dogward to start things off. Double kill for the Timbersaw, who now chases after the Anti-Mage. Puck survives through it, and right-click Fortune Soul in the face instead. Fortune Soul trying to juke out with some healing. Timbersaw kills End, while the Puck is still after him though. And Puck? Is the Wishblade gonna be enough? Nope. The region from the Battle Fury just enough to save the Anti-Mage. But, well, the Anti-Mage barely survived. Ken got himself found by the Timbersaw, and Timbersaw, he goes for the instant kill with the like 3-spell Pain Train.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Mid, tier 1, going down as well. Morph getting some stacks. And I think so is the Anti-Mage, if there's any stacks left with Fortune Soul hitting that fast with his Battle Fury. Well, Yaoi is being healed up by his Rubik to be able to go for more, because, yeah, Puck with all his spells ready loves to go. Well, actually, does he want to farm the Blink Dagger? Blink's a huge item this game. Puck needs some extra survivability. I wouldn't blame him if he just decides to stay jungle for a little over 1,000 gold.
Are scanning.
Though usually Puck, as a rule of thumb, you know, when he has spells ready, he wants to go and fight. Dream Coil is a cooldown you always want to use effectively, because almost always when you use it, it will lead to a kill. As for the Void Spirit, he's got his Echo Saber, is now opting for a BKB to have not just a bit of tankiness, but that all-important anti-debuff mechanic. Over on mid lane, Clockwork, fighting versus 2, gets a nice hook shot. In comes the Morphling, causing some trouble. Ken manages to get himself out. Morph, meanwhile, turns into an Ent just to be able to put on the heal, and, well, Ent is gonna get right-clicked down for that, not having a point in the ultimate still. Even with the double damage rune, Ken realizes he has to get himself out. And that is gonna be DB killed off with a little bit of help from the Enigma. Raging Potato. 30 seconds till the next big black hole. He's level 11 as well. So this Enigma timing is fairly decent. Looking at the net worth, he's still second. Despite Timbersaw having hit all his power curve and all his timings. And you know, they did just kill the Timbersaw, so money-wise everybody is in a really good spot. Morph? What? What was he doing there? I'm sorry, there's so much crap with the Eidolons and the creeps on the map. I genuinely couldn't see Morph there. I thought there was like a support lurking in the bushes. That's bad for army geniuses.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Because they're now gonna lose control of the stack. Void Spirit is gonna shuffle on over to the triangle where Anti-Mage almost dies to the silence, but he's good. That cornucopia component of the Battle Fury doing some good work for him once again. And Timber, nope, no Timber Chain for you. Only pain and suffering. Say the Enigma and the Lion, but that is gonna be a stolen black hole being turned on the Enigma, and Enigma is gonna be the only death there instead. Timbersaw managed to survive, and while that was happening, Clockwork died solo to Ken over on the mid lane, as Ken is just an absolute beast when it comes to hunting supports already. Having level 2 ultimate, it's more or less all the damage you need, right? Or at least all the extra damage early on. Because later, if you choose to go for the Harpoon Manta style build, Void Spirit is gonna be hitting like a truck. The like right clicks will actually hurt just as much as the magic.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not quite as slow now.
'Tis mine.
And yeah, Void Spirit, he's the one who's really been feeling the suffering together with Yaoi. Because both of them have been so busy countering one another, shutting down one another, that neither of them is really farmed. Yaoi, it was a good call to go for the jungle farm as Blink Dagger. I'm kind of surprised they haven't tried for a Dream Coil Smoke though.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower
And
is
a
under
nice
attack.
little double juke from the Void Spirit. Yeah, it's kind of sad to have to use both charges, but whenever you're in enemy territory without vision, and you know the enemy has probably got vision or at least D-ward there, just use both of them. Just get yourself away as soon as possible, because Void Spirit is one of those heroes where it's priority to
Radiant's
shut him
top
down.
tower is under
Puck,
attack.
not really so much,
Dire's bottom
because,
tower
well,
is
maybe
under
if he
attack.
keeps this up, he's going 1-0-3. But yeah, Puck, like the chase is usually not worth the resources you get for killing him. Because it's not like Puck scales super late game and you need to shut him down as a damage dealer unless he goes for that super greedy right click build. Ken, however, on that Void Spirit, you know, this hero is greedy per definition. And while the Anti-Mage is still having great farm, so is the Morphling. So we are really just waiting for these carries to clash for something big and interesting to happen. And well, it seems like Army of Geniuses, they don't want to wait anymore, because they have been sitting in defensive positions that they can always commit if there's suddenly an enemy running into them. But they haven't really been trying themselves to find anything, so they are going to try to force this Roche having the Dream Coil, having the Clockwork Hookshot, Morphling can just go in the pit solo. Well, maybe not solo, needs somebody to tank.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Timbersaw got some vision. Lion, what? Lion just blinked into the pit and died, okay. And with that, it's gonna be Timbersaw running down the Enigma, Raging Potato. He does have a Black Hole, he's gonna be forced to use that puck, not quite there with the silence, but it did lead to a great Dream Coil being dropped by the puck, who's gonna jump into the Enigma, help kill him up. Clockwork knocked down by the ENG, while Morphling has to keep the Eidolons up to Rubik. And Enchantress died, but so did the Clockwork eventually, thanks to Morphling's incredible damage. See, I like this area, because when there's team fights here, you can actually get the entire team fight on the stream. Nowadays, when a team fight happens, like let's say here, one part of the team fight is gonna be here, one part of the team fight is gonna be here or here, and it's impossible to catch like everything that happens on one screen. In these nice little, you know, bottom, like outside of the map areas, you always got the team fights. If they like already start there, they stay in a relatively compact area. And back into the road they go. Still having the Dream Coil again. Having, you know, a good amount of resources. They say, you just try and stop us again, Neon. And win rate wise, the game is still favoring Neon. So this Aegis is gonna cause a bit of a swing in that. Lion accidentally got himself caught by everyone. And that's Neon having to retreat from their own jungle, as Puck is an annoying hero if he comes hunting for you, as is that Rubik, especially with a Black Hole stolen, which he will drop onto 2, holding them down. The hookshot though gets dodged by a Manta style. Holy shit! Jocam, he's not quite out of position though, can help run down Raging Potato, who is gonna melt like butter to that fat Morphling. Anti-Mage, however, targeted by the Timber, able to get himself out, and Clockwork wasn't able to get himself out, and got jumped by that super fat Morph once Morph was done, you know, killing the rest of the squishy little supports. Well, Lion and Enchantress didn't actually get caught, so in that regard, you know, more still has work to do. But even with that Aegis, ignoring the Morphling, focusing the puck, actually getting the puck, excellently done. And he made about to finish his BKB, which will allow him to join the teamfights, will allow him to actually be there in this multi-hero scenarios.
Silence. Gold.
And it's gonna be a hookshot in on the Lion. Lion isolated by the Clockwork. You know, nothing Clockwork loves more than being a support who kills other supports. And it is gonna be a huge fusion of solo kill goals. Well, Morphling is free farming the enemy jungle. Morphling realizes, hey, this anti-mage is starting to get too scary for me. I can't 1v1 him anymore. I need to get myself a Lincoln Sphere going, and that's exactly what he's gonna do.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Well, the push not quite being full committed on, but it's not like Morphling is gonna give up either. The Lincoln Sphere can only block so much, and Morphling instant bursted for the first time. Now the entire team is behind him, and they want to go again, and they do want to go again. If the black hole, the kill on the Morph is a little bit too quick for anyone to interfere. Room against that goes down, and Army of Geniuses, they were so looking forward to the turn there, but preemptively dropping the black hole and Enigma's positioning made it impossible to counter-initiate. Put Army of Geniuses at a bit of a gold disadvantage once again, and while the gold has just been a wild roller coaster, the anti-mage has continuously been free farming, so the win rate is just going one way, and that way is Neon some more. Puck. Opting for the Saint and Kaya, just the meta build.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I do love the Puck chart. I think it's one of the most underrated charts in Dota. It's so fun to play that, like, blinking around, right-clicking everybody Puck.
Is under attack.
Enigma gets caught with his own stun, and Raging Potato, he does not like that one bit. The Rubik may be dying for that. Clockwork has to commit the hookshot to save him from the Eidolons. It's gonna be a guaranteed kill on Raging Potato for the Morphling, who is now just 1,000 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. Fortune Soul about to buy that Skull Basher, and I love that decision too, because you know the saying, the enemy can't outplay you if the enemy doesn't get to press their button. Besides any stun that goes through BKB is incredibly valuable for Neon here, because Morph, he may or may not get a BKB later down the line. He already has a Lincoln Sphere, which, you know, is also just anti-disabled, so having extra stun for him is great. And Puck as well, even without the BKB and going for a Lincoln Sphere, is that he's super hard to catch, so any second you can keep him still is just incredibly valuable.
Nature attend us.
It's gonna be a Tormentor, quickly taken care of with a few MP tie and a quick and easy shard for the Lion. Looks like Neon, they want to group up to push out the bottom lane.
Behold!
There is some more Ilus coming in to scout.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, Anti-Mage, he's this close to his Abyssal, and Aghanim's is officially, well, more or less now completed for the Morphing. He just needs to get to the secret shop to pick it up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Illusion!
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
A prize!
Gotcha.
Dire are scanning.
And the tower is still gonna be pushed some more
Tower is under attack.
with the Eidolons. And everyone on Army of Geniuses in defensive formation, half expecting that smoke from Neon, but Neon, they were smoking onto the mid lane and didn't quite catch the Puck. Yeah, this is what I mean. Puck is just the hero that's almost never worth trying to, you know, blink jump on somebody.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Anti-Mage gets caught. BKB on. Is he gonna turn around? He's gonna try to. Wants to jump the Morphling. Morphling though not impressed by that Abyssal Blade reveal. There is gonna be an attempted black hole on the Puck, and with Puck caught, it's not gonna be much of a black hole affecting him. There's a stolen black hole from the Rubik, and once again the black hole from Rubik coming out is better than that from the actual Enigma, but with Ken, he will at least be able to secure himself one kill from that on the Void Spirit. Meanwhile, the artillery hitting hard against Timbersaw, and while Timbersaw teleports himself out over on the bottom lane, Ken does go down to Yaoi on that Puck with a little bit of help from the Morphling. A minute and 10 seconds till the Roshan can be back up again.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Behold!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Morphling opting for his Daedalus. And that Daedalus, it's gonna be his main damage timing. It's gonna be his main burst of, you know, now you wanna fight. So, let's see. Do they follow that up with any other big items? Well, yeah. Puck is gonna have his Link of Fear completed in no time. And Timbersaw, he wants a Sheep Stick. Because the longer the game goes, the more this favors Neon. Well, kind of. If the perfect black hole steals keep coming out from the Rubik, then I guess, you know, both teams have a late game Enigma factor. But yeah, Void Spirit and Anti-Mage, they scale really freaking well, especially against a puny little ranged hero like the Morphling. So Morph with the Aghanim Scepter, you know, he does love to turn into that Void Spirit and just be obnoxious that way with a ton of stolen attributes. Roche has respawned just now, and immediately they scout it out, go into the pit. Army geniuses. Going through this Roshan. The Clockwork cannot tank it for so long. There's gonna be a contestation from Neon arriving. Can they do it in time is the question. Well, maybe. But there is no backup coming in to help them morph, do the Roche a little bit faster. And Neon, they are shoving out the bottom lane instead of going onto that Roche pit. Morph got what he wanted out of that. And the Aghanim's Blessing Morph almost got his Daedalus ready. The Aghanim Scepter Morph almost got his Daedalus ready. It's gonna be some good action soon. Question is gonna be enough, because I genuinely can't tell. Anti-Mage has been really fat all game. And it's gonna be Enigma caught with everything, but there's the black hole committed up to one. And Raging Potato is gonna get dropped by the Morphling for that, but already lost his backline, and Morphling will be killed off the first time by Fortune Soul. Timbersaw takes some artillery as pure damage, you know, isn't really affected by his armor, and the mana burn as well, just to kind of weaken him before the next go. Well, Voice is trying to facilitate that they will catch the Puck with it. And Teammate looking for even more as Timbersaw has no more mana. Good luck getting out, he says. Boom. Almost a team wipe, only the Morphling got out. And Morphling, having just TP'd himself to base, well, he can finish the Daedalus now. But he doesn't have a team for more than 60 seconds. That's gonna cost you towers, that's gonna cost you farming space. And that's gonna put Fortune Soul in a position where it's just really hard to deal with his Anti-Mage. It's never impossible. With the new Aghanim Scepter, like, as long as it isn't Anti-Mage and Void Spirit versus like Morph and Puck, you always got an advantage. You can just Aghanim somebody and then 1v1 them, even if it's a Skull Basher hero, provided you know, kite them across the high ground or something.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This Anti-Mage, he's a beast, and just kiting him forever isn't gonna work, because if you're gonna try to do that, there's gonna be a Void Spirit or a Lion or an Enigma blinking in and catching you. Now, all-out smoke.
Regeneration.
Morph already long gone. Knows full well that he cannot overextend. However, this smoke, it isn't just... Wait, is it? Is it? It looks like they want to take over the Tormentor. No way, they think Morphling is somewhere jungling here. And, well, Void Spirit did go and scout for him, realized the smoke didn't break. And it's like, ah, darn. Because that cost Neon some important tempo. As you can see, every time there is no fights, there's no, you know, brawling or at least push happening by Neon, the win rate crawls right freaking back to this anti-mage team, and the longer the game goes in general, the easier this game gets to play for the anti-mage, at least until the point where he is max slotted. Lion locked down, but Witchblade once again just barely not enough damage. Rubik has her courier scouted out, and anti-mage, he saw the courier, went to chase after that for a while, and didn't find any other heroes. So now they realize, oh crap, they're on Castaway, there comes the turnaround from the Void Spirit, Enigma with the Black Hole, once again a one-man Black Hole, but onto the puck, onto the hero they really need to catch. And now it's gonna be Anti-Mage Idus hitting the Morphling quite low. The real Anti-Mage gets hit the Morphling again, and Morphling entirely out of mana, not out of health yet. It is taking them a while to beat through the 6,000 health pool. He turns into the Void Spirit to try and get out, but good luck being a Void Spirit without mana. They do finally get him. Fortune Soul took so much damage back from the Morph hitting him, but Anti-Mage got enough stuns, got enough DPS.
Twas an act of charity.
Clockwork caught on the retreat there as well. Timber, the last one alive, Neon, up to a 10k gold lead. This is their chance. Maybe they can now open up the Reign of Wrath, or at the very least get some good tier 3 tower in. Do have an Eye of Skadi queued up on the anti-mage, which is gonna make Morph's life even more miserable. Because when they were going on him with like 2 or 3 people, Morphling just hit into the anti-mage to lifesteal back. And that won't be well, it will be possible, but it will be a lot less efficient after the Skadi. Like, actually that being a good move from Morphling will not be possible anymore. Once that Skadi comes out.
Gotcha.
As for the Void Spirit, he's saving up for a Daedalus of his own, wants to do those 1 bajillion crits, wants to kind of be the second carry of the game. And yeah, they could use some of that. Because Fortune Soul, he does have decent damage, he does have decent sustain, but it takes him a while to do his damage. He needs to already hit people for quite a while. And the Void Spirit doing his job and bursting them is gonna feel so nice once he gets the Daedalus. As for Army Geniuses, they're saving for Shivas on the Timbersaw for some extra team fighting prowess. Morphling wants a BKB
I
here.
restored my connection to the void.
Gonna be no push, everybody backing themselves off instead from the side of Neon. Hunt the Puck on the mid, will find the connection with the Remnant. Puck unable to blink, but leaping over that high ground. Already enough to deny the double damage rune and get himself far, far away from there. Yowie, nicely played. Space created. Albeit, like, space for what? Well, space for Morphling to get BKB, I guess. Anti-Mage has a full-blown Ayaskadi. And being 6-slotted, he wants to chase a little, using that one-man smoke heading into the bottom lane, but it's perfect scout is gonna scan them out from the set of army geniuses. Anti-Mage goes in, breaks the smoke, realizes what's happening, steps back, and now he gets a lot of mana burn, takes a lot of damage from the Illus, and there is the two-man black hole. Morphing, not being black hole for too long as Rubik steals it, turns around with 3 people, Fortune Soul able to get out, Ken turns with the BKB, wants the Rubik for that. You black hole me, huh? Gets a double kill, but it did cost him Fortune Soul on the back of that is now morphing. He goes hunting, and this time around he did get that Aghanim's debuff onto the Anti-Mage, which is why Anti-Mage melted so quickly there, and, you know, had to blink himself back so early, because usually he lasts way longer in those fights. Well, usually he's not missing a ton of attributes, and, you know, is being hit by a morphing version of himself.
Are scanned.
Behold!
This will hasten my footfalls.
A minute till the next Roche, which army geniuses would really like to secure themselves.
Silence!
But sometimes RNG is just like, nope.
Jackpot.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Morphling. Getting some good tower push in.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
With this smoke, we'll catch up to Clockwork. Clockwork dead, though it's not the biggest of kills. Fortune Soul is a bit of an awkward spot. We'll try to set up onto the Morphling. Morphling has no more mana, is locked in place. Not quite clipped, but well, he's still just dead. Varus on the Rubik, hiding in the trees, but guess what? The second team Neon come back to the Roche pit. I know chat lost the stream rigged. Well, if anyone rigged this game, it's Valve, because that Roche spawn, like, that's the biggest advantage that Neon could have possibly gotten right now. With the Aghanim Scepter 2, which I think they're just gonna get to the Anti-Mage. And yeah, this is gonna be huge. It is gonna make Neon look so incredibly strong, unless Rubik manages to steal it, but Rubik, he gets caught by the Enigma, blinks into the pit a little early. The Roche will not be hit by anything until the Rubik is dead, and Anti-Mage, he got from that what he wanted. He's like, okay, nobody else wants the Aegis, guess I'll take it. Timbersaw running out of there. Will he be able to, though? Gets chased on by the Anti-Mage with an army. His shield slowly being torn through, and there's a one-man black hole just to make sure Timbersaw's gonna go down. Timber, no more BKB on him means, well, no more mana on him either, and boom, he goes. Anti-Mage eating a Moonshark, gonna become even more powerful.
Flare.
Anti-Mage with the Aghanim trying to scout somebody. Puck just trying to poke him away, nobody at hard committing. AM getting great damage on the
Radiant's
tower.
top tower is under attack.
Harassing the morph with his own
Radiant's
spells
top
as well, so
tower
that
is
can close.
Radiant's courier has
And
been killed.
that's gonna be a courier death. That's gonna be a lane of Rex, if nothing else.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Mid lane next, Fortune Soul goes down on the tower. 10 seconds till Timber can respawn. They need to do something here. Like from now on you can initiate.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
AM did
Radiant's
get
middle tower
the tier
is
3
fallen.
tower though. The Rex, both still alive. And now Neon is being chased after. With Fortune Soul, you know, being a little low health, being a little chipped at, and a bunch of their spells on cooldown. However, as those spells come off cooldown and Anti-Mage gets healed, they want to push again, because why the hell not? Gonna finish the range track, and Miso trying to initiate from the back, gets caught, but so will the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage killed off by Morphling, turning into an Anti-Mage, and the Morphling Mage versus the Anti-Mage brawl, it can begin. Anti-Mage though, he catches the Timber Saw,
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
tries to get himself back after seeing how little damage he does to him. Can lock down, has to eat the cheese, there's the defensive black hole. It will keep the clockwork in place, so Anti-Mage gets to survive. There's the counter black hole from the Rubik, leading to Rubik dying to the Anti-Mage though. And Fortune Soul, he's still making a run for it. They want to catch this Anti-Mage so bad on Army of Genius, but 2 people back for it. Well, they're gonna get a lion from the looks of it, but in exchange for that, Timber gets turned on with the Impeti. He will be alive and able to get out though. Lion goes for a sneaky little TP and gets it. 20,000 gold lead, but they held. They flipping held. It was at a huge cost. And now the only 2 people with buybacks are Morphling as well as the Timber Saw. But they did hold the base, and it's up to Neon to wait 50 seconds for their Enigma to be back till they're at full strength again. Puck gets caught though, gets jumped on, and yeah, gets bashed a little too much to try and get out. Now Anti-Mage looking to escape the Morphling, able to do so as Morphling instead will 2-shot the clockwork, try to go for the Void Spirit. Void Spirit though jumps himself out of there. Lion wasn't so lucky from the looks of it. He got long range blasted. And AM still seems unkillable, but his team don't. So we're gonna see if Neon are gonna wait for the next big black hole. Maybe even for the next big double black hole. Timber Saw. Put a target on his back. Gets jumped with the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is, I should say. Has to proc the BKB instantly because of that. And well, Anti-Mage doesn't really want to focus the Timber Saw, but if he can cut him off from the base, it would be dope. Doesn't quite succeed though. And that means Army Geniuses, they once again got a shot with this incredibly fat Morphling who just hits for zillions of damage. Exactly, well, you know, at least as far as the building amount goes, exactly 1.5 lane of Rex still standing.
flare.
And Anti-Mage gets the jump onto the Clockwork. Clockwork is gonna go down. While that was happening, Rubik got caught warding and died on the high ground. Harpoon towards the Timber Saw, as Timber Saw
Radiant's middle barracks
is
are under
gonna get killed as well. Yeah, finally they do get the Timber Saw, because Anti-Mage hitting into him isn't gonna do much, but Anti-Mage hitting into him with some MP-type flying is. And that will be another lane of frags, and it looks like they're not gonna go for Megas, but for a two-man Black Hole. And the Morphling is locked down. He is chain stunned up. They're hitting into him for everything they got. It's still not enough. It's Morphling got the BKB out. That did kill off Raging Potato, who does not use the buyback just yet. Ken will be going down. Puck looking for more. And that insane Black Hole, well, it doesn't matter that much if whoever you kill just buys back, right? Before people cry about me not showing the net worth for so long, as you can see, we're at the point where net worth doesn't even matter if you're like at the top of it. Net worth only matters for the plebs, not for, you know, the anti-mage. He can instant buy just about any item he wants other than Divine Rapier maybe, and he can even almost instant buy that one. Well, he can, but instant buying something expensive like that, still having money for buyback is a little bit. And trying to TP, gets the TP interrupted for being hacked, and Timbersaw keeping Eng controlled long enough for backup to arrive. Will make the situation seem quite hard for Neon.
Radiant are scanning.
Puck. Not found, but anyway, doesn't want to hard commit into him, knowing there could potentially be a Morphling nearby, and Anti-Mage just scores the BKB and walk out of there. One more good team fight is all Neon need to end this game. Make sure they get like Megas before they turn everything on the Ancient, but after that it's just, you know, get Megas, hit Ancient.
Dire are scanning.
Ignore Timbersaw, hit Ancient instead. Timber doesn't take damage, Ancient does. Ken gets the free little Aghanim shard. It's not like he's playing a support. You don't really need that on cores, you know, unless... Well, it lets you throw the Remnant if there's like creep army heroes like Beastmaster and such. Then you need to actually buy it, but not in this matchup. You can just wait till you get one for free at 54 minutes. And yeah, it's gonna be 30 seconds till Roshan respawns.
Behold!
Parallel lion.
Army geniuses. They're looking to contest this Roche pit exactly when the Roche is gonna respawn. Oh, they walk out and then it respawns. Holy crap. I think RNG just hates Army of Geniuses this match. This is the second time the Roche time screws them. And now their Clockwork is gonna be found. Lifted out by the Rubik. Anti-Mage sends an Illu after the Timbersaw. And another one after Rubik. We're making sure it's safe to go and going himself. We'll get the kill from that and get out as well. There is the entire team backing up either side. Enigma, he was so looking to go for a black hole there. But now the Rubik is down, so now Neon, they can just walk into the Roche pit like it's nothing. You know, casual Saturday evening, walk to the Roche pit, hang out for a little while, get some free money. Because there's not gonna be annoying as Rubik's black holes. Enigma can use his ultimate freely whenever somebody approaches the pit. And they don't just get some free money, they also, much more importantly, get that free second life on the anti-mage, which he really needs to rely upon. Anti-mage just shoving whichever creeps will come with him into the base.
Gold!
It looks like Army Geniuses, they are cutting the lanes as well as having a Morphling farm a bunch. Anti-mage though will take this opportunity to catch the Morphling, proc his Lincolns, and then what? I mean, he could have gotten lucky with a stun and ended the game right there. Fair enough. I get why you try, right? And anti-mage jumps forward, will get some tower damage, and he isn't the best tower hitter, but you know, it is eventually gonna fall.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Come on, sprites.
And that's hooked in from the clockwork. However, Puck isolated, and there's the black hole this time around onto everyone. And that was black hole number 1 from Raging Potato before he did have to die for it. So there isn't gonna be a number 2 Fortune Soul though. He is gonna be there for life number 2 after the clockwork has already died. Timbersaw is now gonna die as well to the end artillery. That is 2 minutes no timber. This is the chance Neon have been waiting for to push the final lane of Rex, get those Mega Stay for wanting. And they know it too. One-man black hole for the anti-mage, but nice instant interrupt from Lion, who was in position to secure at least one support kill for the anti-mage, but maybe not with Morphling jumping in, taking the aggro from anti-mage, dying for it. Morphling forced to buy back his Army Geniuses, want to try again.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
Fortune
under
Soul
attack.
though. I think he's finally in a position to end this.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified.
Catch onto the Rubik, silenced up and dead. There are the big crits from the Void Spirit. Instant buyback on Rubik as well. It is already Megas. Morph, the only one who really dares defend, but there's the anti-mage jumping on top of him. An easy kill onto Rubik from that super fat Ent we haven't even been talking about. She's picked herself up in full-blown Bloodthorn since we last checked her items. And yeah, well, has been using that for the puck. Ken's finally dead, though I don't think they're gonna be fast enough. Army Genius is trying till the bitter end. Neon, they even give the voice line, it's just not fair. Like, no, it isn't fair that the enemy team cannot kill you faster than you kill their ancient. But that's how Dota matches inevitably end if you try to extend them indefinitely. Also, interestingly enough, it was literally just 60 minutes. There was just the big jungle items that could have potentially turned the game around again. And the teams, they barely miss out on them. So, with that, we are gonna go to a little bit of a break, ladies and gentlemen, before we got the very final game of the day. I'm happy we got a long one in though. Today has been a lot of short, kind of stompy or push heavy strats, you know. And yeah, here's our long matchup. We may get another one. What do you say, chat? You think the next one will go over 60 minutes? Well, not like I care, but I do care to find out, honestly. Because it's gonna be interesting one way or the other. See you all in a little bit. Thank you all for watching the Moon Studio Miso Soup.
draw me in, and I can't slow down, no. Can you feel it too? There ain't no stopping now. Feet off the ground, head to the sky. Yeah, wind by my side. You in my vision, directly we collide. You pull me in, I don't resist. Time seems to fly, but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix, and I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time it'll be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I wouldn't never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back. Your heart is a magnet, I'm coming at you. Girl, you're my target, I'm aiming at you. You're a comet, I'm trying to catch you. We can break any rule they ever taught you. Forget about anything they ever bought you. Cause me and you don't need a lot in this world to get by. Plus you know I got you, you pull me in. I don't resist, time seems to fly but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix. And I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time it'll be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I wouldn't never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back. You are my star. We are connected, misdirected to the high. You are my star. We are connected, misdirected to the high. Then we collide.
But trying to pick myself up. I may be living alone, but I still believe in love. And although my flaws had dragged me down on the coldest night, I'm still kicking around. Then I saw you back before my time was shortened. No, throughout my life you called me a renegade. Throughout my loves you said we could start again, but I'm a renegade of your love. But I'm a renegade of your love. Renegade of your love.
When you're with me, baby, don't you see that I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see that I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see that I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see that I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see that I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see that I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see that I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see that I'm shining?
I don't wanna be alone, and the night all on my own. It started when we both locked eyes. Now I can't get you off my mind. So much up in the air, it's getting hard to breathe. But you shouldn't be scared to see what we could be. So much up in the air, it's getting hard to breathe. I'm falling in deep, think I'm in danger. Wish we weren't strangers. It's getting hard to breathe.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and I think with that we're back. Like, this lobby was broken, and apparently both the captain of Army Geniuses and I had the same bug, where we were kicked from the lobby, and it wouldn't let us properly reconnect. So, I'm now casting from the ticket, and wait, can I still choose a broadcaster? Cause yeah, it's freaking hilarious to me that I'm the broadcaster in the ticket, but I have to commentate from the ticket, and I think the lobby is just broken or something. Cause yeah, ticket is broken too. We can see if there's, you know, a new lobby being made, but I don't think so. I think they've just paused and then, you know, he rebooted his router and then he unpaused. Is that what's happened? Well, we're gonna wait and see, cause this is the only game I've gotten and admin hasn't gotten back to me yet. Really fun, but yeah, exactly at like 23 seconds left until the pick, I got disconnected and it said poor network conditions detected, and yeah, I couldn't reconnect. Every time I did, it just said like poor network conditions detected. And then I eventually abandoned the freaking lobby, and I'm not sure if the lobby is still being played or not. Nobody said anything in the like tournament chat. And yeah, as you can see, what's happening? Well, Dota 2 broke. That's what's happening. So, I'll be here keeping you guys informed, but it's not like we got anything to talk about. It's not like there's a new lobby being made either, from what I can understand.
Darn it. Darn it.
And yeah, as you can see, we're just stuck with a broken lobby, I guess. Until further notice. And people are saying game already started and where's the coverage? Like, yeah guys, that's the game that's already started. There's no new lobby from what I can tell, and there's no other game up on the Moon Studio ticket. We can try to reload, see if that fixes it. And I know the players also had that issue, because they were chatting about like, hey guys, we're having issues and stuff, but it does think the game, like now the timer is working. If we pause now, it thinks time is running. That didn't fix it either.
Darn it.
So yeah, I'm gonna wait until I get a word from admin. I will keep checking for, you know, new lobbies and whether there's something for me to cast, because that's what I'm here for. But this is on Dota, this isn't on Moon Studio either. They tend to have really capable admins. It's just a fun new little bug where the lobby gets stuck if somebody logs in a hero and then disconnects apparently. Holy shit! Holy shit!
Radiant team.
We're in!
Liar.
We're freaking in! We got a draft, okay. We finally got ourselves a draft, so it was just, you know, Dota being Dota. Well, apparently they had a mouse malfunction, and that's where their reserve time went.
10
But there was
seconds
some
remaining.
disconnects and reconnects going on at the start of the
Dire
game, and those
team
screwed me
back.
over, so I'm not in the caster slot officially, which is fun, because I can like select my own voice here and
Radiant
couldn't
team
reconnect.
back.
But yeah, sometimes the lobbies do be like that. At least we do have the game going, guys. Terribly sorry for that, you know, huge delay, but what can you do?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Well, we do have a Snapfire banned out, and
Radiant team ban.
Anti-Mage as a counter, which after last game is really obvious. You do not want that Anti-Mage again. You do not under any circumstances wanna deal with that hero.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And Army Geniuses,
Dire team ban.
they don't have any technical issues anymore, so this was just, you know, playing with the last 10 seconds of reserve time.
Ten seconds remaining.
And Tidehunter taken
5
out.
seconds remaining.
It makes sense, though Tidehunter would have also been a great anti-Spirit Breaker hero, so I guess that
Dire
guarantees
team
the fact that Broodmother is gonna be an offlaner.
Radiant team pick.
And we got an Undying, picked up by the side of Neon as well. Okay, so Spirit Breaker, Undying, that's a huge freaking synergy. That is a great freaking combo. Also, yeah, chat, thank you very much. I know
10
how long we are
seconds
into the
remaining.
game, because I was in the like real-time live lobby until Dota
5
broke.
seconds
Take it up
remaining.
with Valve. That is not my department. That is not Moon Studios' fault either.
Radiant
That, you
team
know,
pick.
sometimes lobbies tend to disconnect you and not let you reconnect anymore. We're not gonna remake a game 10 minutes into it because the caster suddenly gets a disconnect. That would be kinda unfair for the players, I hope you can understand. So yeah guys, we are here with a bit of delay, terrible apologies, but
10
there is
seconds
nothing to be
remaining.
done about that, at least not on our side. Pray for, you know,
5
the next
seconds
Dota patch
remaining.
to fix it. And Army Geniuses,
Dire team pick.
with their last 3 seconds of reserve time, they decide on a Disruptor to go with that Naga Siren. Of course, Naga Siren, huge synergy with everything that holds people down for her and keeps them in place.
Ten seconds remaining.
Neon,
5 seconds
what's it
remaining.
gonna be? And let's see what Neon are gonna pick for themselves.
Radiant team ban.
Beastmaster.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds Dire remaining. Team ban. Radiant team ban.
And well, we got a Beastmaster picked up by the side of Neon, who will have a lot of push as well as AoE. Like, the teamfight synergy is there. But yeah, there's only really a ton of teamfight synergy. It's not like there's, you know, ultra late game skating. Morphling versus Naga ends up being a very 50-50 matchup at the end of the day.
Dire team ban.
And Puck is gonna be the last ban here.
Pick.
As will the Storm Spirit from Neon's side. I wonder. Like, Neon, they can do just about anything as long as it provides them with some degree of catch. That's why I really love the Puck, because of course it's one of the most well-known, one of the best regarded catch heroes.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
What's away?
And Pangolier gets picked up by Army Geniuses.
Ten seconds
Neon
remaining.
Esports. We're gonna see what their last pick is gonna be.
Choose your hero.
And it's gonna be a Primal Beast last pick against Pangolier. I think the draft advantage in total goes to Army Geniuses, but they're still super dependent on their Naga Siren. They're still super dependent on, you know, getting that space created from that Rolling Thunder, as well as from Disruptor catching people. At least I think that's the plan. Lane Disruptor with the Brood Mother to use the hyper aggression of the Brood Mother to catch people out early on and guarantee kills.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And well, with that, we are finally ready to load on in.
Try a bit harder next time.
And with that, it looks like, oh fun. Oh fun, this is just the cursed lobby, isn't it? Ken also got a disconnect, but so far everybody seems to have been able to reconnect. That's the important part, right? Because yeah, apparently I'm not the only one who's gonna be served with random disconnects here. And, well, hopefully things will stabilize and we get the unpause soon. And it looks like Neon, they are gonna open it up with a smoke of their own. Army Geniuses, of course, they're the team who's known for smoking literally every game. That's just how they, you know, start things off whenever they can.
30 seconds to battle.
He is starting things off quietly with the Illus to scout as well. They're making sure to keep vision of, like, over here, like all the stairs to the mid-high ground. They're making sure to keep vision of, because those are the places you want to ward before the game even starts. And both of their wards are over here.
Battle begins.
Morphling gets caught, but will maybe not get the first, but with the mischance from the Brood Mother, it will be Castaway instead securing that.
They sing the song of death.
Got ourselves a first blood. And morphing over the top lane, already facing a lot of aggression, will be sniped with a blood grenade from a long range by Jokam. Forcing the Morphling to do his first time full agility swapping super early. And then taking a blood grenade to the face. Jokam now gets a blood grenade in revenge from the Undying, but only one zombie latches onto him, and that's not gonna be enough for the kill. At least the Tombstone helps with the zoning, and Broodmother isn't gonna be able to contest Morphling's farm at all, so Fortune Soul, he should soon climb up on the blasted chart. Meanwhile, over on the bottom lane, Naga Siren, she has a lot of space. Disruptor, he's a great lane dominator. He is super aggressive when it comes to, you know, finishing people off with that magical damage. And yeah, once again, like, this is actually so funny, because Undying and Disruptor, they both work the exact same way, where the hero is super strong, like, stronger than any hero has any right to be, but only as long as they have mangoes or clarities to be bought. Whenever the shopkeep is out of, you know, supplies, doesn't have anything to offer. And it's gonna be Undying. Brawling once again, forced to use at least one of his last remaining two mangoes. I think he's thinking about the Tombstone. Yeah, Castaway is gonna drop that. But Morphling not in a position to join with, you know, any follow-up damage. So Castaway is gonna be in some trouble. It looks like Broodmother maybe as well, but oh my god, the plays. Undying suicided himself, like almost suicided himself with that blood grenade. The kill ended up going to the Broodmother, but he got the double kill without Morph even being needed. I think the Morph told Undying there, hey guys, you know, I don't even need you, I'm fine here, just let me die. And then he got the double kill out of that. That is so much space for Neon, who will now get their Morphling even more ridiculous amounts of space and time to do what they want. Raging Potato, as expected, he's going for that early Aghanim Scepter build. Cause yeah, you're gonna be surrounded, you're gonna be ran at with Naga Siren Illus from everywhere. And DB. Not really having the lane you want on a Broodmother. Broodmother, you're supposed to scale really hard off of the, like, having extra health regen from the webs and being able to take a beating to the face. But here, Mama Spider is just suffering instead.
Courier has been killed.
It's gonna be the Spirit Breaker. Yoink back, taking a bit of a beating to the face.
I hate life.
Dire are scanning.
And Beastmaster gets surrounded by the Naga. It is Raging Potato. He so wishes he already had his Aghanim Scepter. Because, yeah, until he has that finished, this is just gonna be what his lane is gonna be like. And I think he's dead here. With that glimpse connecting, it's gonna be a nice, very important kill for the Naga Siren. Putting herself ahead, getting a nice little lead for herself. Lion almost getting ran down, but he is gonna be fine against the Undying.
Must be done.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Lion getting ran down here, but Jokam is still juking, while Pangolier meanwhile could go for a gank on that other rune, killing up the Spirit Break with a little bit of help from Disruptor and his glimpse. Now he still has that Rolling Thunder, but no more mana after that. So Pangolier is just gonna bully away the Primal Beast. Do they have... Oh my god. Just enough with the stick charges for another Swashbuckle to finish the job. And a follow-up glimpse onto Castaway. But while Army Geniuses want to keep fighting here, the Spirit Breaker comes on in, makes things a little more difficult. Still Disruptor on his way out of there, and double... No, not quite a double kill for Yaoi actually. That was just a little bit too late to count as a double. Though he is still going to keep hitting people, and he wants a third one out of that. We'll get it, that's a double. This time around it counted. He killed 3 in a row, but hey, that's technicality, you know. It's not like Pangolier still like already does a bajillion damage and instant kills people, but while that's happening, Army Geniuses, they were so focused on supports and rotations over to the mid lane that their Naga Siren is just gonna be slammed into the ground, it's just gonna be annihilated.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Over on the top lane, DB on his Broodmother has managed to stabilize quite a bit. But he is still bottom of the net worth as far as the cores go. Okay, literally now overtakes. And yeah, as you can see, most people are still really poor, but this Pangolier is already incredibly farmed. And Naga was getting really rich until dying just now. And Disruptor gets pounded into the ground with that pulverized. Pangolier getting charged by the Spirit Breaker, and Undying will be the follow-up, or at least the first follow-up, because Yaoi, he's gonna go look for more, will find a Beastmaster, rolls at him. Raging Potato didn't quite take the full swashbuckle to the face, but he has a hard time running out, and yeah, eventually they are gonna finish the job with that swashbuckle from Yaoi. This Pango just in an excellent spot. However, Fortune's Soul just got a kill onto DB with a little bit of help from Ken on his Primal Beast. So a huge gank happening on top lane as well, while that bottom tier 1 was being pushed. Now Army Geniuses, they want to bait in more, they succeed in doing so with the Spirit Breaker, and Kishka not gonna be allowed to charge on out of there. Instead, Army Geniuses found themselves a huge stack, and they are gonna start taking that one over with the Pangolier. They do realize Beastmaster got vision here, will have to get rid of that, and now they can already tell somebody's on their way here, but Morphling didn't quite get the waveform out, so he is gonna get a few of the ancient creeps, but now the rest should be going to Neon. It's great. I love how easy these creep camps are to contest. That there's now, you know, wars happening for the stacks quite frequently. Beastmaster, he was just gonna farm them. If his lane had been quiet, he was just gonna farm them from the lane by throwing axes. But he doesn't even get to that point where he has mana and damage to spare for that. The mid lane, attempted connection from Ken. Onto Kishka, who will be killed off by DB.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And that is gonna be the bottom at the top tier 1 tower. Getting shoved in exchange for the bottom tier 1 tower, taking some damage over on the Radiant side. However, with those spiders and with some teammates committed there, this is just gonna be an insanely fast push that even the Beastmaster can't quite keep up with. Because it's not like he's going the creep army, you know, run people down build. Naga Siren though gets ran at deep in the jungle.
Illusion.
Should be fine getting herself away, but Spirit Breaker is gonna try to set her up for a follow-up from the Primal Beast, and there's the Pulverize. Naga Siren going down, getting killed off. Pangolier rolling Thunder out and knocking around the Beastmaster a bunch, though he did knock him out of the kinetic field and out of the Disruptor ultimate. Little angry ping there, and Raging Potato gets to live. Yaoi instead will take some access to the face, will take a lot of damage, and there's the Beastmaster Roar. Try and finish him off, though the damage is a little bit slow, so instead Raging Potato gets sniped with the Lion Finger, getting Lion the first kill of the game, at least the first finger kill. And nice interrupt on that charge from the Spirit Breaker there. Instead resulting in a kill for the Naga Siren. Cast away, getting ran at. Naga in a bit of a predicament, but instead they want to go for the Pangolier. As Yaoi, he was on an unstoppable streak, worth tons of gold. And now they gotta try to still catch the Naga, but instead just get Joe Cam. You don't shut down one of the most snowballer carries in the game if you're Team Neon. But you do get a free Lion as a bonus kill, so it could have been way worse. Spirit Breaker even got to keep the vision for his charge, so he's still gonna be in here to help out with finishing up this tower. But while that's happening, Army of Geniuses, they're already trying to work on the mid tower. We'll find a Raging Potato, and well, if they can't push the tower, they will just push down Raging Potato instead. Raging Potato taken out. And Tombstone, not that great against the Broodmother. As well, yeah, a zombie spawns on every spider. The spiders do deal significant Tombstone damage. Yaoi gets the Rolling Thunder out. Once again, the Disruptor ultimate. Kind of de-synergizing with the Pangolier though. So people are still getting out, but Kishka is gonna get glimpsed back in. Undying will activate the sheets, so he can try and get himself out of there at least. Scary though when there's that big spider sitting in the lane. Ken is gonna get all of his mana burned. Thankfully that Roar doesn't really cost mana, but it's still gonna be enough to kill him off. Undying, the next target, will also be ran at and killed off with the Broodmother sniping him. Yaoi charged that by the Spirit Breaker. And Morphling will finish him off right after bottling that haste rune, so at least, you know, gets to take Price with him home to the base. And if they could get Fortune's Soul here as a return kill, it would be huge. However, he has a Beastmaster to back him up. DB still trying to hit the Morph, but Morphling able to turn around with a little bit of help from the Spirit Breaker, get the Morphling. And Broodmother just gonna be forced to walk out of there. Morphling, he's gonna start healing up a little. And yeah, Fortune Soul, he's still doing really fine for himself. Has almost overtaken the Naga Siren after the last fight, as a matter of fact. Naga's still doing a good job for herself. Farming greatly. Spirit Breaker charging out of there and getting glimpsed right back in to be hit a bunch by the Pangolier. Well, that's another kill. I just love how much fighting there's been this game. Army geniuses, 18 kills to 12, 2k gold lead. But it really just depends on the carry versus carry matchup going into the late game. Well, sure, Pangolier is a greatly fed. He had really good diffusal blade timing. That diffusal blade timing, it's been there. Like, he's used it to kill people, he's used it to snowball. Now the question is, what do you do next to secure yourself a little bit more, you know, of an advantage here? Gonna be Castaway, caught by 3 and killed off with a little bit of help from Yaoi.
You broke my fall perfectly.
Morphling. Got stunned up there, but he is gonna be fine. Naga Siren almost got that Orchid to help keep people silenced while she and her Illu army are going to work on that. Now it is gonna be a 3-man smoke trying to catch Yaoi with a charge from the Spirit Breaker. The scan is gonna tell them that there is a huge group on the mid lane, but it didn't tell them that there was Spirit Breaker coming in from the side. Ishka creating a great amount of space and a lot of Rolling Thunder time. Has just been eaten up with that Pulverize instead, as Yaoi now gets targeted and a Beastmaster Roar has to be committed. Well, actually it didn't, but you know, better safe than sorry. Raging Potato drops the Roar. And Spirit Break will be teleporting on out of there to defend the top lane, while mid, tier 1 is gonna drop in favor of Neon.
Middle tower has fallen.
And everybody gets themselves away, except for Lion, who gets charged with the Spirit Break, revealing a Shadow Blade. And, well, a follow-up from the Primal Beast to both. Army of Geniuses. Get a nice jump onto the Morphling with the Naga ultimate, and what a setup! What a setup, ladies and gentlemen. They make absolutely sure Morphling cannot move, cannot morph, cannot do anything. As now that tier 1 tower is gonna be taken as well. And Pangolier debating whether to commit on the Beastmaster, but Beastmaster, he has those drums, he is an extremely beefy frontliner. Meanwhile, Kishka trying to run out of there with the Shadow Blade is gonna get himself glimpsed back, and now it's the Beastmaster sitting next to him. Maybe they can fight this. And it seems like Neon agree as the Primal Beast comes on in. 2-man trample, double kill for Ken with the double damage root. And he wants more, he will grab Yaoi, he will slam him into the floor. That's a triple kill for the side of Neon. And it is gonna be Neon getting themselves over to the top lane, as it seems like they want to Roche while the double damage root still lasts. They are going to commit their entire team towards the Roche pit, hitting it for tons of damage with that Flash Golem. And that Flash Golem debuff, it's just so great. Flash Golem is playing. It's one of the most powerful debuffs in Dota now, and it's so fun to play Undying since they reworked it. Except for in pubs when your team decides to buy all the mangoes when the game starts. That really sucks when dying. Now there is a second life on the Morphling, and with the Undying behind him, Morphling is impossible to go for. Cause, well no, Morphling is easy to go for, but you're gonna get Tombstone to the face the second you do. And from there, things are only gonna get more problematic. So this tier 1 tower will be given to Neon for free, as Neon, they do take back the lead both in gold and in win rate for the first time in a while. However, Naga Siren, she's still a ways off that Heart of Tarask, sitting at 3,500 gold now. And I'm not sure if even the Heart of Tarask is gonna be enough against Tower of 10 Fortune Souls. That's gonna be a free shard, going the way of the Spirit Breaker. Broodmother comes on in to scout for return kills, but didn't really find anyone anymore. Castaway scouts out where the Broodmother is, so they're trying to position themselves accordingly, but Beastmaster already got silenced. Spirit Breaker comes on in, delaying things, and a follow-up from the Primal Beast, once again revealing the DKB, getting a free kill onto Jocam to make absolutely sure there's not going to be a finger or any of those shenanigans. Naga Siren with the song, trying to turn around. Pangolier though comes in, knocks 2 people out of the kinetic field, but that will secure the kill on Castaway. Raging Potato goes down as well, and Morphling, he is caught out for his first life, but look at how much damage he's been tanking. And his Disruptor is gonna go down for Yaoi, as Yaoi still tries to get anything out of that, but look at this Neon. They just outplay them. They just get out of there. Goodbye, they say, with 3 TPs, beautifully played. Ken did get caught, apparently. So, they did catch up to him. Pangolier, okay, he had an Illu rune, so... You know, if there's 3 of you, you have a way easier time scouting out where the Primal Beast is hiding and can check all of those juke spots at once. But it remains 2k lead for the side of Neon, as their Morphling still has 2 minutes of Aegis time remaining. Naga Siren, meanwhile, 1,200 gold away from the Heart of Tarask, and once that one comes out, that's when things are actually gonna get interesting. Army Genius is taking back map control around the top. The Biters are gonna send those at the tower. Well, then Mama goes and makes some reinforcements for her babies. Broodmother, not for nothing considered an incredibly strong pusher. Beastmaster, great at dealing with those spiders. If they do find an angle with a smoke and the people that aren't smoke teleporting in. But Raging Potato is way behind. Neon, they want those tier 2s, they want to open up a lane of Rex for business. And they will find Broodmother on the mid lane, don't quite have the damage to kill her as they know there's teammates sitting behind her. Fortification coming out at nice time as well to make Primal Beast life a little more extra miserable. But Morphling with Beastmaster next to him, well, that is some significant push. So tier 2 is gonna fall here.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
And it looks like Neon, they already want to go for that tier 2 push. However, Naga Siren with the ultimate in place to counter it. 2-man Disruptor Cat. Nice little ultimate, dishing out the damage of the Fortune Soul. Now Primal Beast comes on in there with the BKB, gets the huge pull right up to the Lion. Lion though, still alive as well. Broodmother also still tanking through it. Pangolier gets to finish off the Spirit Breaker. Yaoi wants to do some more. A DB goes on down on his Broodmother. 1-for-1 so far. Naga Siren has a new wave of illusions out though, and that makes things quite difficult for the Primal Beast, who gets glimpsed back, surrounded by the Naga Illus and chopped to pieces. Naga wants some more out of that, will get it onto Raging Potato. And cast away. He will not get to cast the TP away, as, you know, Lion gets to catch up to him with the Blink Dagger, and Hex, of course, being point click. He's just instantly gonna be turned into a frog. And it's gonna be the tier 2 on mid, getting jumped down by a ton of Naga Illus.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
A gift from the Tempest of
And it's gonna be the Naga Siren. Now starting to cut multiple waves at once, as this is their opportunity to push, and Army of Geniuses, they cannot afford to waste it. The thing with Naga drafts is you need to end fast, and we've seen Medusa drafts that work the same way, where you're built in, you know, rapid farming first ability, kind of carries that Snake hero to just be ahead of everybody else. If Morphling and Naga are eventually both completely, you know, they have all the items they need, Morphling is actually almost always gonna win that matchup. Naga with an Abyssal can try to, you know, stand a chance if she gets lucky with the bashes and stuff. But Morph generally has the easy time against Naga. Though he does need a Harp to an Aghanim Scepter for that, some form of tankiness. Like this, the Naga Illus are just gonna kill him off too quickly. Speaking of quick kills, well, Pangolier, he is gonna get his ultimate interrupted, and there's Beastmaster Roar to kill him off. Pulverize as well, just to make absolutely sure Yaoi cannot make any of his sneaky big plays. Neon, they want more out of that, and Fortune Soul with that ultimate turning into the Lion, not quite getting a stun onto him though, as Jokam manages to blink on out. Neon will instead run their Morphling at that mid-tier 2 tower. Naga Siren meanwhile keeping top, pushing in, and getting a good amount of tower damage in altogether.
Radiant's middle tower.
Still, for your mid-tier 2, that's never really worth it.
Tower is under attack.
Spirit Breaker makes sure Broodmother doesn't get to split push. Really important business, cause man oh man, split pushing Brood is also just a super nasty hero to deal with, and something you really don't want to have to face in lane.
Dire are scanning.
Army Geniuses, they got an aggressive smoke into the high ground over on the Dire side, and they will catch Undying, but Morphling will catch them for it. Down goes the Lion, a nice Naga ultimate coming out, but the BKBs are keeping things nice and difficult here, with Spirit Breaker also getting caught and getting killed off. Fortune Soul though turning into the Broodmother, getting that superior lifesteal going, maybe able to turn around with that. Maybe not though, as the Disarmed and the Pangolier are just too much, and the Broodmother being out so much damage will lead to another kill. Undying gets mauled as well. Holy crap, DB, he surprised them with that Eye of Skadi. Morphling, he was like, why am I not lifestealing anymore? He turned into the Broodmother, he activated her lifesteal and bonus damage, then turned back into the Morphling, so you attack like what, 3 times a second, 4 times a second for like all of Broodmother's damage. It's ridiculous. That insatiable hunger? It's 70% damage bonus. But it wasn't enough because Morphling, he assumed he would lifesteal. And he didn't realize why he wasn't lifestealing until it was too late. When he saw that Skadi, he did try to get himself back, he did try to evacuate, but he was already dead.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified.
And yeah, I mean, the good thing is you can only reveal that Skadi once, but this is gonna cost Neon a lane of barracks. And now this Naga Siren is super fat and sitting in your base. So Neon, they may have a bit of a problem on their hands here, as those racks will fall and everybody else from Army Geniuses is gonna retreat.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The top tier 2 is still alive. The one tower Naga still hasn't managed to split push down. But it's not like anyone from, you know, Team Neon is gonna push in while the Naga Siren is alive. And that's what they need the most. Roshan is gonna be respawning in 8 seconds, just as the side of Army Geniuses return to that side of the map. And yeah, that's Roche up. So, should they want to go for that, Army Geniuses are in the right formation to do so. They do start sending out some Brood Mother Spiders just to scout the area. Just to, first of all, make sure their enemy isn't there. And secondly, make sure you do see the enemy coming. Undying. He is smoked, but the smoke's gonna be broken. And with them knowing, oh crap, it's gonna be a full-blown team fight. Neon, they nuke down the Lion. They get back, take their time resetting, leaving Undying to tank. So Undying is gonna go down, but look at that angle that they found for themselves. Bringing in Fortune's Soul, dishing out too much damage. But the Lion Finger keeps him controlled. And yeah, DB is just too strong for Fortune's Soul. The Morphling, he can sustain himself near infinitely. Even when he's low health, he isn't afraid of fighting. But the second the Broodmother hits him once, he's just dead. And now it's not just the Morphling dead. Now it's the Primal Beast and the Beastmaster following suit as Castaway tries to run for his life. But he is just a support. Supports aren't that fast. And he says, I hate life, as he realizes this game may just be over.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And it's gonna be Tier 4 is getting ran down as well. A nice little hack on the Spirit Breaker. And Spirit Breaker is gonna be ran down and killed off.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Gonna be the Tier 4 and the Ancient crumbling just as quickly. And it looks like that Ancient health pool is just gonna approach 0 real freaking quick.
Barracks are under attack.
Rolling Thunder from Strangolier, Morphling stunned out of position, and GG gets called as Undying realizes the Morphling is gonna die before he's even dead. Naga Siren ultimate just to celebrate. And yeah, good game. Really good game from Army Geniuses, who put on an amazing show in game number 2. It looked close to about the 20-minute mark too, and was a real back and forth. Neon, they weren't able to push after taking team fights. Sure, they had the Beastmaster, but this wasn't like a pushing, you know, objective-based Beastmaster. He was there for that AoE, for dealing with the Naga Illus. And by the end of the day, Naga just outscaled them. They took their timing, they used it. Army Geniuses, they tie out the series in a 1-1. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I do thank you all very much for watching. Sincerely hope you've enjoyed our lovely Moon Studio Miso soup. And well, I'll be with you again this Saturday. But tomorrow we're gonna be back with a different caster. So I do hope, you know, you tune back in then. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching. See you next time. Peace out. Have a great one.
I will never walk away from you. Let's fly away to the sky where no one could hold us down. Can we see ocean between us? The love never ever fall. The love will never dry out. I'll dive into the ocean, dive into the dive into the ocean, dive into the I'll dive into the ocean. From the scars we rise up again. Oh, you're here with me tonight. Even the gravity can't hold us.